If you've got an idea that you really care about, a message, maybe a product, service, or a strategy, how do you go from having that idea to then sharing it in a way that people care about what you're saying? They keep on listening while you're speaking, they remember what you've said, and then they take action on your words. In other words, how do we move from idea to impact? And how can you communicate in a world where nobody is listening?
Well, we have Richard Newman, an award-winning expert in leadership communication and the author of Lift Your Impact.
So I went on a mission to figure out, is there a system that everybody can use to communicate, to convey their message, to connect with people, to build collaborations, to make their ideas more effective? And what we found completely blew our minds. We discovered that you can be the same person, sharing the same words, but if you just try out a couple of new strategies that I'll introduce to you, you can increase the number of people convinced by you and your ideas by 42%. Imagine what that could do for you in your interactions with your friends, family members, people on your team, your clients. What would that do for your sales? Your idea will never speak for itself. The best ideas don't win. The best ideas that are best communicated, those are the ones that can really shift our future. The key behind all of this is very simple. You don't change your idea. You change how it's delivered. Sometimes you might go up to somebody and say, look, I've got this great idea. This is going to save us money. This is going to save us time. And they say, no, I'm not going to do it. Why would that be? Because there's something missing. If you have a story or an idea that you put forward just based on money and time, people don't like you. What do people care about more than money and time? Yes, you can talk about money. Yes, you can talk about time, but you really need to talk about values. Have you ever been in a situation where you shared an idea in a meeting that you thought was good, and people said, no, it's a terrible idea, I'm not interested. And then 10 minutes later, on the other side of the room, Bob shares exactly the same idea, and people say, Bob, that's amazing. It's a great idea. Why didn't anybody else say this? You're amazing, Bob. You should get a promotion. And you're sitting there seething, thinking, what was wrong with the idea when I shared it? Right? You've all been there. Well, there was nothing wrong with the idea. We know that the idea was good. It got approved later on. But potentially, you just said the idea too soon. Don't rush your solutions. You describe your idea, your goal, your vision, whatever you care about. You talk about that in terms of challenges, and then you describe a better future. And you say, what if it was possible for us to have this experience, to live this, to experience this, to do this, to achieve this together? What if we could do all of these things? Get the person to the place where they think, that sounds amazing. How can we possibly achieve this? And then you've opened the gateway to their logical mind. They're inviting you in, and then you give them your solution. The most important thing for me is that I hope that people understand that when they've been ignored in the past, it's not that their ideas are bad. It's simply that they needed a different strategy. And so if they can take their ideas and combine them with these strategies, then suddenly they can really make a difference, the kind of difference that they want to make in their life. And it's something that everybody can do if they know how. Now, just imagine if Doc Brown didn't say, get in the car. Imagine if he did typical work speak where he said, okay, Marty, what I need you to do, you've got to come with me for the next 3 or 4 weeks. We're going to travel back and forth in time. I think Marty would have said to him, yeah, this kind of caught me off guard. I haven't had breakfast yet. Can we do it next week? Can we just take this offline? And it never would have happened. But he didn't. He said, get in the car. That's your job. When you've shared something with somebody, you can see that they're interested. You can see they want to do something with it. You then get them in the car and you let them know this is the first step. Your ideas deserve to be heard. Your ideas deserve to make an impact. And if you can combine great ideas, your ideas, with really powerful communication skills, then together, using those, we can tilt the world in a more positive direction. So don't think small on this, think big. And make sure you combine your ideas, your problem, your goal, your vision, with just one of these strategies I've shared with you today, and then you can start going on that journey towards the future that you want to create. And I'll be excited to see that future happen for you.